We had to climb up a 25-foot ladder to get up on this very shaky roof. Clint Hill for Rangers, out to Suk Young. Drop that short now to Granero. Granero back to Young. And this is Clint Hill. Towards Zamora. Zamora seemed to be nudged in the back there, and he certainly was, by Wright-phillips, and that gives Rangers a free kick. Southend 0, Queen's Park Rangers 0, live streaming throughout the 90 minutes for Rangers fans all over the world. And get your tweets in, and we'll give some shout outs if we can later. You can tweet me at Tony Incenzo. Free kick on the halfway line to be taken by Granero. This is Needham Anua. Wright-phillips. Good ball there by Henry, his first touch in a Rangers shirt. Exchange of passes with Simpson. Wright-phillips, Henry, Onua. The cry of West London is wonderful, is ringing out from the Rangers fans behind the goal. Granero tries to win a challenge there against Atkinson, and this is Granero. Prosser for Southend, finds Coker, the left back. Sean Wright-phillips closes him down. Prosser, his clearance charged down by Andrew Johnson, and that's a throw-in. Don't forget, this is Rangers' final friendly, the season kicking off in 8 days' time. Had that little tour of Austria, 2 good workouts there, and this tonight, the final chance for players to strut their stuff before the big kick-off on Saturday week at home to Sheffield Wednesday. Hill finds Suk Young, Granero, back to Clint Hill, and back to goalkeeper Rob Green. Clearance by Green, straight out of play. Throw into Southend. To be taken by John White. Southend still have another friendly. They're playing West Ham here early next week. This is Rangers' last friendly, of course. Zamora. Granero. This is Clint Hill. Back to Granero. And all the way back to goalkeeper Robert Green. Granero underneath this, Zamora rather. Eastwood. And tonight the final friendly against Southend United. I can remember a couple of games here where Rangers played Southend. There was a quarter-final match in that LDV Vans Trophy where Rangers were gunning for promotion that season, and we came to Southend hoping to get to Wembley in that competition. We had about 5,000 fans here, but lost 4-0. There was also a live Sky game where we lost 5-0. I can remember a game where we won 1-0 and Trevor Sinclair scored. Now this is Zamora. Clips it forward looking for Wright-phillips. Straker to Eastwood. Zamora. Eastwood wins it back for Southend. Atkinson to Core. Young comes across for Rangers. And he's nudged in the back there, and that looked like a corner. It is a corner. Coker passed a couple of challenges, he's done well. Oh, he's been pulled down. Now, what's the referee going to give here? It's definitely a free kick. It could be inside the box. The referee is giving it just outside the box. If that had been inside the box, the linesman would have held his flag across his chest. He didn't do that, so it's a free kick. So the free kick to be taken by Eastwood on that far side. Southend 0, Queen's Park Rangers 0. Southend have 8 players in and around the penalty area. Rangers with everybody back. Eastwood with the free kick. And that's too deep for everybody. Sean Wright-Phillips does well. But good recovery work by Ryan Leonard for Southend. Back to Straker. And a first-time shot there by Mark Phillips just wide. First effort on goal so far tonight then. From Southend, from the number 5, Mark Phillips, just past the post. 6.5 minutes played. This is Granero. Carl Henry was fouled there. He actually picked the ball up before the whistle sounded. Takes a free kick quickly to Granero. Wright-Phillips. Onua. Granero. This is Henry. Zamora flicks it on to Johnson. There's an overlap there by Hoylett. The ball won't reach him. Played back by White to the goalkeeper Bentley. Clint Hill's there for Rangers. Laird knocks it forward. Here's Robert Green. Very interesting that Robert Green is wearing a hooped shirt. Never seen a QPR goalkeeper wearing a hooped shirt before. Grey and white hoops. Quite dynamic. Onua to Granero. Now a chance for Hoylett. Get that knocked away there by John White at right back. Suk Young wins the challenge and Southend have a throw on the far side. Lovely sun-splashed evening in Southend. Clint Hill there. Crosser for Southend, out to the number 3 Ben Coker. Ryan Leonard. Straker. Coker. And an appeal for a free kick there by the number 11 Anthony Straker, who used some industrial language, hopefully wasn't picked up on this microphone. A little bit of head tennis at the moment, and good work by Danny Simpson at the back. He's settled in really well at Rangers at right back, new signing from Newcastle United. So Robert Green, short to Granero. Granero looking to come short to start all the moves, continental fashion, a style adopted by the great QPR side of 75-76 where Don Masson would start the moves. Here's Granero. Wright-Phillips looking deep, turns it back to Henry, and now Junior Hoylett. Granero, Carl Henry, Wright-Phillips, Granero to Clint Hill, and now Carl Henry. Good football this by Rangers, keeping the ball. Here's Wright-Phillips, back to Andrew Johnson coming from deep. He's got an overlap from Simpson on the right hand side. He drops it short and Simpson peels back. And now Henry. Granero just overruns that a little bit, but plays it back to Clint Hill. Now Suk Young. Rangers have had 12-14 passes. Hill, a long one, looking for Johnson. Johnson won't reach that. Out comes the goalkeeper, Daniel Bentley, in an almost all-white kit. Bentley, long clearance, up and over halfway, looking for the big number 10, Core, who's out-jumped by Onua. Now Wright-Phillips. Henry. Simpson. Needham Onua to Suk Young. Seems to be a foul in the back there on Zamora, but the referee waves play on, and Sean Wright-Phillips is away on the left-hand side. He's got Johnson in the middle, low cross in, Johnson's there, and that's a goal for Rangers. Lovely, well-worked move. Zamora seemed to be fouled. The referee played an advantage. Sean Wright-Phillips away on the left-hand side, inch-perfect pass. And Andrew Johnson was there at the far post for his second goal of pre-season. Pig bag rings out from the Rangers fans. 11 minutes played. It's Southend 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1. So that goal, well worked. Johnson, the scorer, from a Sean Wright-Phillips pass on 11 minutes, in the 11th minute. Wouldn't it be lovely if everything falls into place and gels tonight? 8 days before the start of the season. Rangers looking good tonight in these opening stages. Toilet. Zamora. It's interesting there that Sean Wright-Phillips peeled over onto the left-hand side. He started on the right tonight. He peeled over to the left. He made the run. And Johnson called for the ball and tucked it home from 6-7 yards out. Henry. Watching him, interesting to watch him tonight on his debut, see how he does. Mistake there by Zamora. Eastwood finds Leonard. Hoylett back to Suk Young. Granero. Carl Henry back to goalkeeper Robert Green. Onua finds Sean Wright-Phillips. Plays the ball off the number 11, Anthony Straker, and Rangers win a throw. Southend 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1, live streaming on the internet. If you've just joined us, the goal came after 10.5 minutes. Andrew Johnson, the scorer, after good work by Sean Wright-Phillips down the right-hand side. Straker. Wright-Phillips is in there, doesn't get that. This is Core. Core, that's an excellent ball. Cross field, 40 yards, finds John White, the right back. High hanging cross, Core's in there. Great work by Robert Green, and he's applauded by the healthy Rangers following of around about 800 behind that goal. Certainly filled up since the kickoff, but there were incredible delays on the M25. Anybody trying to get here from West London may still be on the M25 because it was a 2-hour delay and a 10-mile tailback roundabout Enfield and St Albans. Johnson for Rangers finds Wright-Phillips. Good ball up towards Zamora. Knocked away there at the back by Mark Phillips. And Rangers have a throw. Simpson finds Carl Henry. And now Clint Hill. Granero to Clint Hill. Out to Onua. Sean Wright-Phillips. This is Carl Henry. Clint Hill. Hoylett. Good work down the left-hand side by Suk Young. Hoylett's in tandem. It's still Suk Young. Granero. And now Carl Henry, 30 yards out, thinks about a shot, gets a good low drive in, but well saved by goalkeeper Daniel Bentley. So good applause again from the travelling Rangers fans. They're quite happy with what they've seen so far. So with 14 minutes on the clock, the good news from Essex is that it's Southend 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1, Andrew Johnson the scorer. Clint Hill finds Simpson. Simpson hoists that forward to Hoylett. Ball out of play, Southend throw. So you can keep tweeting us. You can tweet me at Tony Incenzo. And we may be able to read out some of the best tweets later on. Header forward there by Phillips. This is Atkinson. Carl Henry for Rangers. To Sean Wright-Phillips. Now Straker for Southend United. Thought about a shot, cuts onto his right foot. cleared by Clint Hill. Now Wright-Phillips to Granero. Out to Hoylett on the left-hand side. Oh, Hoylett nutmegs his marker, John White, who gets away. Plays that looking for the run of Andrew Johnson, the goal scorer, who's forced wide. Carl Henry to Granero. Simpson's cross. Goalkeeper Bentley smothers the danger. Bowls it out quickly to Atkinson. Freddie Eastwood. Still only 29, Freddie Eastwood. It seems as if he's been around for a long, long time. Obviously had spells away from Southend, and he's back now on the Essex coast. Granero to Onua. Henry. Simpson. Back to Henry. Johnson told to turn. Plays it inside. Finds Granero. Oh, that's a good one for Zamora to chase, but the flag's up. It was marginal. And Zamora caught offside. So the goalkeeper Bentley rolls the free kick to Prosser. On to Ben Coker, back to Prosser. Up towards Core. Very Route 1 stuff from Southend all the time, looking to pick out the big target man Core, who's not getting much change out of Needham and Newer. This is Core. Needs to change there. Atkinson finds Leonard. Out to the left-hand side to Ben Coker. Straker. Prosser. Straker. Laird. To John White. Laird. White again. Phillips. Long one into Rangers territory. Clint Hill comes across and kicks the ball out of the ground, and that lands somewhere in the car park. Always an honour to be asked to do these commentaries for Rangers. I never charge the club money. What I didn't bargain on tonight was climbing a 25-foot ladder to get up to this very shaky gantry. But all good fun to help support the club. Straker, long one into the box. Clint Hill's in there. And cleared by Sean Wright-Phillips. Carl Henry. Ben Coker. Back to goalkeeper Bentley. He's even got white boots on. A little bit of blue on them, but his whole kit is almost white. There's a little bit of a grey flash on the front. Mark Laird. To Phillips. Leonard. Interchanging with Atkinson, and then Core. And Leonard goes for the return, but Robert Green clears his lines. Quite liking his hoop jersey, Robert Green's grey and white hoop jersey. With the ball retrieved from the main stand on that far side. And it looks as if a long throw is coming in from Leonard. Cross comes in there from Atkinson. It's charged down and behind for a second Southend corner. Well, 19 minutes played. Southend 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1. The goal scorer was Andrew Johnson after 11 minutes. Coker spots up this corner kick. In front of the television studio, there are only a couple of people sitting in that tonight. Knocked away there by Johnson, the goal scorer. Coker will try again. Deeper this time. Robert Green, oh, he's missed it, and Freddie Eastwood's in there, and it's cleared off the line by Simpson. And another corner. So that's the closest Southend have got to scoring. Freddie Eastwood's shot blocked on the line by Simpson. We'll bring in Dave Scriven. No, we won't, because the corner's going to be taken. We thought there would be a delay there. I have got Dave Scriven alongside me, and he's filming the game as well, but he is available for a little bit of comment during this game. Oh, another mistake by Robert Green, headed away by Zamora. Shot comes in there by Atkinson. It hit one of his own players, I think. Well, referee's given a corner. Coker to take it. Coker deep. Header there by Prosser and wide of the post. Southend 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Long clearance there by Robert Green. Tries to put Hoylett away on the left-hand side. Hoylett faced by the right-back White. Granero for Rangers. Now Henry. Henry to Simpson. Finds Zamora to Simpson. This is Carl Henry. Zamora, rather ambitious volleyed pass there by Granero. Straight the way through to Daniel Bentley in the Southend goal. And once again, Route 1 stuff, straight down the field looking for Core. Rangers trying to play a little bit more football through Granero. Southend contrast in style, really, looking for the big man Core all the time, which is all very well if he wins everything, but the Rangers central defenders are doing very well tonight. Henry, neat and tidy, looking to do the simple things, leaving the more ambitious stuff to Granero in the midfield for some creativity. Clint Hill finds Johnson. Back to Clint Hill. And now on Nua. To Henry. Sean Wright-Phillips turns out to Simpson on the right-hand side. Zamora chests it down. Johnson's in there. And no-nonsense stuff from Luke Prosser at the back for Southend. Clint Hill out of play for a throw-in on that far side. Atkinson to take it. So we're exactly halfway through the first half, 22.5 minutes played. Southend 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1. I hope you're enjoying this live streaming. Let us have some tweets, get some feedback from you. You can tweet me at Tony Incenzo, and hopefully we'll be able to read out some of the tweets a bit later on. Maybe give a few shout outs. Leonard to take this throw. Steps back onto the track surrounding the pitch, leans against the white wall, comes forward. It's in there, it's flicked on, and the header by Mark Phillips. It seemed to take a deflection on the way, but that Route 1 stuff from Southend pays off. And Phillips taking the congratulations, although it seemed to deflect in off a Rangers defender. So it's Southend 1, Queen's Park Rangers 1. That equaliser from Phillips on 24 minutes. After Rangers have taken the lead through Johnson, Rangers have been much the better side here. There's a foul there by Prosser on Zamora, which the referee didn't see. Instead, he's given a free kick to Southend. There was a foul on Leonard. White. Oh, very brave diving header by Sukyan. And Rangers have a throw. So a good pre-season friendly. Rangers' final friendly before the big kick-off against Sheffield Wednesday. Clint Hill. To Onua. Finds Sean Wright-Phillips. And now Onua. Crossfield to Clint Hill. Suk Young. Back to Clint Hill. Onua. Cries of Chief, Chief. He's known as Chief to his teammates. Atkinson for Southend. Straker finds Leonard and played back by White. Goalkeeper Bentley clears his lines, out of play on that far side. A lone drummer beating out a rhythm for the Southend fans beneath us, making the whole stand shake, especially this gantry, which is only accessible by a 25-foot ladder. All good fun to give you streaming and coverage for the Rangers fans all around the world. Here's Andrew Johnson. He's got Wright-phillips peeling away, plays it through, won't reach Wright-phillips. Johnson gets it himself, pulls it back and across. Zamora just misses out there. And here come Rangers again with Suk Young. He's tackled there by Will Atkinson. And a throw in on that far side. Suk Young to take it. Plans for a new stadium for Southend United, 20,000 capacity at a local farm, as Junior Hoylett fires in a shot just over the top. We've been talking about building the new stadium now for 3 or 4 years, and well, this Roots Hall has a certain charm. I'm sure Southend fans are looking forward to eventually moving. They've only played here since the mid-1950s. I've got a Southend versus QPR programme from 1955, which was played at Southend's previous ground. Luke Prosser headed away by Onua. Coker. Southend throw. Nice light breeze tonight. Down by the seaside. Laird finds Phillips on to White. Leonard. Good tackle by Granero. Southend throw right on the halfway line. Now here's Core in the box. Not a bad effort that. Dipping over the top all the time. Robert Green had it covered. But Southend with their tails up since that equalising goal on 24 minutes. The header by Phillips from a long throw by Leonard. That came after Rangers had taken the lead through Andrew Johnson. Touching home from close range, following good work by Sean Wright-phillips down the left-hand side. Robert Green to take this goal kick. Granero. Now Core for Southend. Suk Young again looking very nimble on the left-hand side, just not able to find Zamora, and it's played back there by Phillips to goalkeeper Bentley. Clint Hill, Granero flicks it on. Johnson can't reach that. It's an offside flag, I think, against Zamora, who was in the middle. It might have been Johnson coming back from an offside position. So it's Southend 1, Rangers 1. 29 minutes on the clock. Bentley, long diagonal free kick. Onua seemed to be held there by Core. Granero for Rangers. Oh, that's a good ball for Zamora, who's got a bit of space on the right-hand side. Still Zamora. Deep for Johnson, who can't reach that. Simpson for Rangers. Great touch, Simo, was what Nida Manure said to him. There's an offside flag there. I think that was Sean Wright-phillips caught offside. And so it's Southend 1, Rangers 1. And it's good, watchable and entertaining pre-season friendly. Bentley, long clearance up towards Core. Route 1 stuff all the time by Southend. Knocked off there to Atkinson. And this is John White. Now Johnson. Granero fouled by Mark Laird. Takes a free kick to Sean Wright-Phillips. Simpson to Sean Wright-Phillips. And now Carl Henry. Forward. But all the way through to goalkeeper Bentley. So a lot of tweets coming in. Please keep them coming. The Twitter address for myself is @TonyIncenzo. This is Carl Henry. Now Suk Young. And Hoylett wins a throw-in off the left leg of John White, the Southend right back. Suk Young to take the throw. And this is Core. Loses out there to Granero. Granero sweeps a 35-yard ball to Simpson. And now Needham Anua. Good tackle by Sean Wright-Phillips on Freddie Eastwood. Oh, there's a mistake there by Granero, but he wins the tackle back. Good recovery work by Granero. And he's beaten 4 players there before being pulled back by Mark Laird. A few shout-outs going out here to David Baker, who's driven all the way from Swansea tonight to watch this game, to Michael Dalmado in Gibraltar, and to the Rangers chairman Tony Fernandez, who follows all these streams from all over the world, where he's flying all over the world. Keep your tweets coming. My Twitter address is @TonyIncenzo. Clint Hill, long one up towards Zamora. Phillips for Southend. Clint Hill comes across and back to goalkeeper Robert Green. Free header there for Mark Phillips for Southend. Freddie Eastwood was hanging on to Anua, but the referee waves play on. Good work there by Sean Wright-Phillips. Doing well tonight, Sean Wright-Phillips. He made the goal, and he's won a few tackles as well. Zamora knocks it off to Suk Young. Carl Henry. Oh, it's a 2-footed tackle there by Mark Laird. Anua. Sean Wright-Phillips. Straker for Southend. Cuts inside. Finds Leonard. Atkinson. White. Knocked away by Anua. And played all the way back by Luke Prosser to the goalkeeper Daniel Bentley. Back to Prosser. Laird. And Leonard back to the goalkeeper Bentley. Prosser finds Coker, back to Prosser. Core now to Eastwood. This is a good period of possession by Southend. Coker on the left hand side. And there's an offside flag. So if you've just joined us, it's Southend 1, Queen's Park Rangers 1. 34 minutes played here on the Essex coast. Rangers took the lead on 11 minutes when Sean Wright-Phillips burst down the left-hand side, sent in an inch-perfect inviting cross, and Andrew Johnson, tapped home from close range. But Southend, playing a distinctive Route 1 style, equalised with a long throw on 24 minutes. The long throw from Leonard, headed into the roof of the net by Phillips. It seemed to take a deflection on the way in as well. But Phillips claimed the goal. Clint Hill's there for Rangers, concedes a throw. And we'll keep talking you up to half-time, and then a little break, and then we'll be back for full streaming of the second period here at Southend. Rangers' final pre-season friendly. Coker. Wright-phillips, another offside flag. I think it was against Core in the middle. Hope you're enjoying this coverage. Dave Scriven alongside me is doing the camera work tonight. Doing a good job. Zamora to Hoylett. White dispossessed there. Johnson might reach that, and it's behind for a goal kick. Hoylett chased after it in the end. So 1-1 here. You see a couple of high behind that goal. I don't think you'll pick this up on the camera, but there are two fans looking out the window. I think Dave Scriven's going to try and home in on them. There are two Southend fans watching the whole game from the top of that block of flats. Perfect view. They've almost got their own executive box. They probably watch every home game from there. So hope they're enjoying the match tonight as well. Throw into Southend to be taken by John White. Laird shows, Laird back to White. And a mistake there by Mark Phillips. Rangers pick up possession with Granero. Granero, good footwork, finds, looking for Zamora. Cleared at the back there by Phillips. Straker. And that's a foul there by Clint Hill. Clattered into Core. Very interesting tweet today from the chairman, Tony Fernandes, saying that over the next few days there will be players coming in and leaving the club. That was an official tweet from the Rangers chairman, Tony Fernandes, today. So we can expect some transfer activity in the next few days. Always good to keep an eye on the chairman, Tony Fernandes' Twitter account, because some of the very best QPR news is broadcast there by the chairman. Robert Green looking for Junior Hoylett. Suk Young does well. Core. Laird out to the left hand side, finds Coker. Laird. Wright-phillips forces him back. This is Straker. A cry of strake from his teammates. Prosser. That's a long one for Eastwood. Eastwood's offside. So we're coming up to half-time now at Roots Hall. 39 minutes played. Southend 1, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Please keep your tweets coming in. They're much appreciated. You can tweet me at Tony Incenzo. And Robert Green to take this free kick out. Robert Green giving instructions to AJ, Andrew Johnson, before he launches that kick. Because we're high up and just on the touchline, you can hear almost every shout from the players here. It's quite interesting, listening to some of the nicknames and some of the instructions. Anua. Granero finds Henry to Granero. Out of play. Granero has shaved off the beard that he had in Austria. Looks about 10 years younger. Anua up towards Johnson. Knocked away there by Laird. Southend have got two giants at centre-back and a giant playing at centre-forward alongside Freddie Eastwood. And that's why they're playing such a direct style of football. Playing percentage football, hoping to get the knockdowns at corners and throw-ins. And in fact, that's how they got their equalising goal. Green forward. Flicked on by Zamora. And now Andrew Johnson. Hoylett to Zamora. coming from deep, Zamora. Now Simpson. Granero being told to switch it, tries to play it diagonally, looking for Suk Young, knocked away there well by John White, the Southend right back, who's had a good game so far. Atkinson to White. Flicked on there by Core. Freddie Eastwood. This is Straker on the left-hand side. Straker faced by Simpson. Elects to play the ball in early, cleared well there by Clint Hill, and a long-range shot comes in by Ryan Leonard, wide of the goal. So that's Rangers support behind the goal, around about 800 tonight. Saw a good opening by the Hoops, the goal by Andrew Johnson on 11 minutes. Since then, Southend have clawed their way back into the game. A header by Phillips on 24 minutes into the roof of the net, took a deflection from a long throw by Leonard. Robert Green to take this goal kick. Zamora. Anua wins that. Straker for Southend on the left-hand side. He's got an overlap coming in from Coker. Straker cuts inside again, right-footed cross, cleared easily by Clint Hill, who's having a very good game. Hoylett. To Wright-phillips. Hoylett to Henry. Wright-phillips. The clearance on the ground there by Mark Phillips, who fell over and still managed to head the ball away. Simpson for Rangers. Looking for Johnson. A foul there, I think. Yeah, free kick to Rangers. Those two people who were watching the game out of their bedroom window have now gone. I think they've had enough of it. Picked out expertly. There's another fan in the block of flats behind, up wide, right up on the right-hand side. We can't pick him out, but he is watching the game as well. Here comes Granero. Free kick by Granero. This is Hoylett at the far post. Junior Hoylett. Now, Carl Henry thought about a shot. He's been closed down. Plays it short to Wright-phillips. To Hoylett. Hoylett head down, gets to the byline. Cross charge down by Atkinson. Rangers have a corner. Granero to take it. "43 minutes played at Roots Hall. It's Southend United 1, Queen's Park Rangers 1. A good, open, free-flowing pre-season friendly. Granero's corner. Knocked away there by Core. Sean Wright-phillips. Good ball out to Granero on the left. Cuts inside. Granero's cross. Anua was in there. Couldn't reach it. Behind for a goal kick. So we'll talk you up to half-time. The stream will continue for the next minute or so until half-time. We've got 1 minute left in the first half, but please keep those tweets coming in. It's at Tony Incenzo. Have a look at half-time. Maybe read out some of the best tweets early in the second period. Carl Henry. Sean Wright-phillips, clash of heads there, accidental clash of heads with John White, or with Ben Coker in fact. Both players are okay. And they shake hands as well, which is nice to see. Nice smile from Sean Wright-phillips, which hopefully was picked up on the camera there. Ben Coker to Core, and now Eastwood. Phillips in the centre circle. Southend fans applauding their team. They're quite happy with what they've seen in this first half. And there's the half-time whistle. It blows a couple of seconds early, but more or less bang on time. Just a quick recap on the action from the first half. Rangers started well, took the lead on 11 minutes. Sean Wright-phillips burst down the left-hand side, low cross, touched in by Johnson at the far post, his second goal of the pre-season period. But Southend, with a very direct style, equalised on 24 minutes. Phillips' header that deflected into the roof of the net from a long throw by Leonard. So we'll be back for the second period with live streaming. The half-time score at Roots Hall is Southend United 1, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Okay, welcome back live to Roots Hall. Southend 1, Queen's Park Rangers 1. We're kicking off the second half. Apologies to the Southend supporters who've been listening in the first half. If you thought it was a little bit biased, I didn't realise you were getting our stream, so we'll be a bit more neutral. It was supposed to be just a QPR commentary, but we're giving it to the Southend fans as a bonus, and obviously we'll be a little bit more balanced for you in the second period. Thank you to the wife of one of the Southend players who's tweeted me twice in the first half to point that out. Now, let's give you a few shout-outs, because there have been some great tweets during that first period. You can keep tweeting me at Tony Incenzo. I'll go through a few of them. Chris Hyde, who suggests that I should take my 1955 Southend QPR programme down on Southend seafront tonight, and I understand that the Tots nightclub is still going, which was a haven of mine in the 1980s, as Southend win a corner. Ian James watching in Melbourne, Australia. D. Joe B, Jamie Uden and David Webber, my old friend who used to work at QPR. Rangers have a corner kick then, to be taken by Junior Hoylett. Southend made two substitutions at half-time, with Clifford and NG coming on. Hoylett with this corner. Rangers fans behind the goal on the far side. Deep one, and the header comes in there, and a thumping header at the far post from Stefan Mbir, I think, who's come on as a half-time substitute. And it's Stefan Mbir, and he's going to celebrate over in the dugout. So with his first touch of the ball, 1 minute into the second half, Stefan Mbir puts Rangers 2-1 up. So 2-1 to Rangers. A few more shout-outs. Raz Skipper, Honest Dave, the Southend fan, Malcolm Jacobson, who's always in touch on Twitter, Jamie White, Southend fan, Steve Davis, another Southend fan. Glad the Southend fans are getting this stream. Southend 1, Rangers 2. Rangers fans now in full voice. White. Ben Coker, Prosser, and an offside flag. A few more shout-outs. Oliver Hines, who says he's watching this stream and the darts. Leanne White, wife of one of the Southend players. John White, the right back, who's been playing all right. We are QPR. Phil Cockerton, a Southend United fan. Roxeth, my lord. Darren Fitzy, 71. Tony Binks watching from North Notts. Long one for Zamora to chase. A few more shout-outs here. Please keep the tweets coming. Chris Rose in the south of France. Stephen Kane wants a shout-out for his son George Kane. Kevin Dunn, shout-out to Eva and Graham, who've had a newborn baby, a new QPR supporter. Daniel Rodriguez in Gibraltar, Michael Dalmido and family from Gibraltar. Sorry I didn't get over to see you in the summer, Michael. I didn't go to Gib this year. A Cockney in New York City, big shout out. And that FIFA addict who has a YouTube stream as well. So please keep the tweets coming. And here's a chance for Core for Southend United. On his right foot, just over the top, good effort. Please keep the tweets coming. It's at Tony Incenzo. And a goal kick for Rangers. A number of fans on Twitter have complimented the Dennis the Menace QPR kit tonight, and also the Southend, or also the goalkeeper's kit. The first time a QPR keeper has ever worn hoops. It's very, very striking, the Robert Green grey and white hoop jersey. Really like that. And a lot of Rangers fans have been complimenting it on Twitter. "50 minutes played, Southend 1, Rangers 2. And this is Mbia who scored that second goal. Richard Dunn is also on as a second half substitution for Rangers, making his debut. That was his first touch. Mbia caught in possession. Clint Hill's in there. Clint Hill forward. Now this is Henry, back to goalkeeper Richard Green. Now Richard Dunn making his debut for Rangers. And this is Simpson, back to Dunn, to Simpson. Forward for Sean Wright-Phillips, overhead kick. Nice touch there by Johnson. And this is Hoylett. So, a number of Rangers fans here tonight. Obviously, we're getting our first look at Carl Henry, getting the first look at Richard Dunn as well, who's come on as a half-time substitute. Now Mbia, who got that goal with his first touch, having come on as a sub. Mbia to Hoylett. Mbia. Johnson. Stefan Mbia. Oh, there's a foul there by Core on Mbia. And a free kick. Mbia rolls over, holding his shoulder, but he's okay. Carl Henry. Richard Dunn. Clint Hill. Ball cleared at the back there by the number 5, Mark Phillips. Samora to take the throw. He'll leave it, in fact, for Clint Hill. Clint Hill away on the left-hand side. Cross into the middle. Good save there by the goalkeeper, Bentley. Southend 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2. Just to recap on the goals, Rangers ahead on 11 minutes through Andrew Johnson after good work by Sean Wright-Phillips on the left-hand side. Then the equaliser from Southend. Phillips' header, it took a deflection off Clint Hill on the way in. I'd say that that header was on target. Now, we mentioned straight away that there was a deflection, but it was on target from Phillips, and I think if that was a league goal or a Premier League goal, I think Phillips would take the credit for it, although a lot of people are saying it was a Clint Hill own goal. That came from a long throw by Leonard. And then seconds into the second half, a corner on the left by Hoylett, and Mbia, with his first touch as a sub, heading into the roof of the net. Mbia, interchange with Hoylett, faced there by John White. Can't criticise John White because his wife will tweet me again. But he's done well so far, and he wins that header. Henry out to Simpson on the right-hand side. And Dunn. And puts the ball out of play there, Richard Dunn. So keep your tweets coming. It's at Tony Incenzo. We've had 53 minutes played. At Tony Incenzo on Twitter. And now Hoylett puts Johnson in behind. Low cross in. Charge down there by Ben Coker, and behind for a Rangers corner. And Hoylett to take it. Hoylett 3 steps forward. Johnson get a flick, and that's gone behind for another corner. Nice to have received some tweets from Southend United fans tonight as well. Corner kick. Hoylett to take it. Oh, and Clint Hill slides in, and there's a shot comes in there from the back by Needham and Nua, and a flying save by goalkeeper Bentley. Wright-phillips. Diagonal crossfield ball, nice ball. Hoylett, who's overrun that. Very good challenge there by the left back Coker, but it's injured Hoylett. And I certainly think he got the ball there. I think it was a good challenge. Alongside me, Dave Scriven, who has been watching the game and filming it, of course. And Dave, how do you feel on the balance of play?
Yeah, I think it's been a good start by Rangers in the second half, and Mbia with that header straight away to put Rangers ahead, and the build-up play going forward's been decent. Following that, Rangers have had a number of chances. One there just cleared off the line, but Hoylett just down at the moment getting a bit of treatment. Thankfully, it looks like he's not injured, and hopefully he'll be able to carry on.
It's been a good, open, entertaining friendly, hasn't it? The Southend players having a water break at the moment. It shows how much effort they've put in.
Yeah, obviously the season starts in a week's time, and both teams will be looking to gear up to ready for the big kick-off on the 3rd of August. I think Southend have got one more game after this, but for Rangers this is their last opportunity to impress the manager watching on from the stands, who will have to make a decision shortly about what his starting 11 will be for that big game when Sheffield Wednesday arrive in Loftus Road.
Thanks very much, Dave, who's alongside me doing the filming on this gantry. He also climbed the 25-foot ladder to get up here to bring you the very best coverage. And Hoylett is limping off, but I think he's going to be okay. He's just gone off. Obviously, you have to go off nowadays after treatment. And the ball played forward there by the Southend keeper, Bentley, straight the way through to his opposite number, Richard Green. Now, one of the aspects of QPR's pre-season tour of Austria was that 3 or 4 of the youth EDS players were used as second-half substitutes. All of them did very well, and I'll expect to see 1 or 2 of them coming on later. Just to tell you who else is on the bench for Rangers: Frankie Sutherland, Tom Hitchcock, Mo Sharif, Michael Harriman and Aaron Lennox. Oh, that's a good effort there by Connor Clifford, one of the Southend substitutes. And a one-handed save by Robert Green. The other substitutes for Southend are Chambers, Timlin, Payne, Bennett and Cowan. Ng and Clifford both came on at half-time. Giving a little bit more Southend information now, because obviously this stream has been fed to Southend fans as well. Apologies if you thought the first half coverage was a little bit biased, but it was mainly for QPR supporters. It is a QPR commentary. Corner to be taken by Freddie Eastwood. Header across the face of goal there by Phillips, and Robert Green in his grey and white hoops rolls that out straight away to Mbia, who made an immediate impact coming on as a sub, scoring with his first touch with a header. Plays that short to Carl Henry. Mbia, who came on for Granero at half-time. The other substitution was Richard Dunn came on for Suk Young, and Clint Hill has switched to left back. There's a foul there by Clint Hill on Cowan. Southend building nicely, but Robert Green is there. Just recapping on the Southend subs, it was Cowan and Clifford who came on. In fact, we thought it was originally NG, that was what was announced, but Cowan and Clifford came on at half-time. This is Stefan Mbia, now Nida Manua. Mbia, Onua. Nida Manua. Mbia. To Richard Dunn, making his debut for Rangers as a second-half substitute, Republic of Ireland international. Plays a low trajectory ball, looking for Zamora. White. Long one forward there by Don Cowan. And Richard Dunn steps in. Southend throw. Ripple of applause from the Roots Hall faithful. Southend 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2. Long throw coming in. Headed away there by Onua. Shot by Eastwood, charged down by Simpson. Big ooh from the crowd. Laird, back to the goalkeeper Bentley. Clint Hill for Rangers. Nida Manua. Richard Dunn. And back to goalkeeper Richard Green. Onua. Carl Henry, back to Onua. And back to goalkeeper Richard Green. Onua, Henry, Onua. Green again. Left-footed clearance this time. Zamora chests it off, looking for Johnson, finds Johnson. Nice little clipped ball to Simpson on the overlap, and Johnson runs for the return. Johnson is full of running and he's looking quite fit after that long-term injury. Cross comes in, Zamora's there, puts it back to Johnson. No, it's behind for a goal kick. Southend 1, QPR 2. And with a week to go to the start of the season, we're not seeing whole-scale substitutions at half-time, just a couple on each side during the break. Bentley to take this goal kick forward. Richard Dunn. Now Zamora for Rangers. Finds Sean Wright-phillips in Hoylett, in fact, Junior Hoylett on the left-hand side. Sean Wright-phillips, of course, playing on the right-hand side. Laird. Clifford. And Coker. Leonard. Prosser. Richard Dunn with the header. Mbia knocks it inside. And now it's Junior Hoylett. Forward to Zamora. Rangers win a throw. So please keep the tweets coming. Gave a lot of shout outs a few moments ago. You can tweet me at Tony Incenzo. Clint Hill to take the throw. So Clint Hill has moved over to his left back position that he featured in the QPR promotion winning season. That's because Suk Young went off at half-time and Richard Dunn came on at centre-half. Carl Henry, chance to shoot, low drive, just wide. Good support from the Rangers fans behind that goal. Around about 800, maybe a little bit more, maybe touching 1,000 now. The away section, the right-hand side section, holds 1,500, and it's probably more than half full. A lot of people were delayed on the M25. Caught, nudged off the ball there by Onua, and now Richard Dunn. Good challenge there by Henry. Clint Hill's in there. His clearance hits Don Cowan, and Rangers have a throw-in. Hoylett back to Hill. Now Onua. And Richard Dunn. That's it for Simpson. And Beer. Carl Henry, the Rangers players are shouting Lenny, his nickname must be Lenny Henry. Hoylett. Johnson, Hoylett. That was Henry. And now Clint Hill finds Onua. And Beer. And Beer. Nice ball out to the right-hand side, finds Simpson. Hoylett. Wright-Phillips, back to Hoylett. Samora. And Southend come away with a substitute, Don Cowan, who does very well. This is White on the right-hand side. To Leonard, whose nickname also appears to be Lenny. From the shouts we can hear up in this commentary gantry. Laird, shots just across the face of goal. Good effort there by Mark Laird for Southend United. And good applause from the home fans. Right, substitutes for Rangers. Frankie Sutherland for Carl Henry. On 66 minutes. Now, young Frankie Sutherland, he's represented the Republic of Ireland at various under 19 and perhaps under 21 levels, at various different levels, youth levels. And he's featured in pre-season both on the right-hand side and on the left-hand side, and he scored a great goal. He came on last week in Falak in Austria against Udinese. He won a tackle on the halfway line, dribbled through to the edge of the box and fired a sharp shot into the corner of the net. And he's certainly a rising star at Loftus Road. Johnson can't keep the ball in play. And Southend have a throw-in down by the corner flag, to be taken by John White. There's a foul there on Andrew Johnson, and Rangers have a free kick. 68 on the clock, Southend 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2. Looks as if there's going to be another substitution for Southend in a couple of seconds' time, maybe after this free kick is taken. We'll bring you up to speed with that in a minute. So Hoylett with the free kick. Wright-Phillips. Sutherland. Quite funny over in Austria. One of the Italian journalists asked me about Frankie Sutherland, and he thought his name was Sunderland. He said, "What's this Frankie Sunderland like?" Coker. Hacked away at the back there by Prosser. Good work by Core, who wins a lot in the air for Southend. Sutherland steps in. There was a foul there by Sean Wright-Phillips. John White, whose wife has sent me a mixture of tweets this evening. And Zamora slides in. Sutherland slides in. Good tackle by young Frankie Sutherland. Mbia to Sean Wright-Phillips. Good ball, looking for the run. No, of Simpson. Simpson won't reach that. Coker comes away for Southend. He's had a good game at left back. Mbia trying to make the challenge, concedes a free kick. Foul on Eastwood. 70 minutes played, still awaiting. I think there were going to be 2 substitutions for Southend any second. So this free kick on the far left-hand side. Far too deep. By Freddie Eastwood. Right, now a substitution for Southend. And Dave Scriven will bring up to speed on these Southend substitutions.
It's Barry Core going off. Coming on is number 8, Michael Timlin. Timlin's been out for just over 4 months after breaking his leg against Leyton Orient in the Johnson's Paint Trophy, and he also had a small spell inside Chelmsford Prison. Only got released a couple of weeks ago following some driving offences, but now back out on the playing field.
So good to see him getting a good cheer from the crowd. Clint Hill for Rangers. Finds Sutherland. And now Hoylett back to Anua. This is Mbia. Carl Henry. Simpson. Sean Wright-Phillips. There's a foul there. Little nibble at his ankles. Connor Clifford tackling like a terrier, but bringing Wright-Phillips down. Clint Hill. Long ball forward all the way through to goalkeeper Daniel Bentley. Southend United 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2 in this competitive affair tonight. QPR's final pre-season friendly. Southend, of course, have got to play West Ham early next week. You should get a good crowd for that, and that should be a good atmosphere as well. We haven't been given an attendance figure tonight, but it must be in the region of 3,000 or 4,000. Green with a free kick forward. Knocked away there by Phillips. Leonard. Clifford was in there. Now Sean Wright-Phillips for Rangers. Simpson. Phillips, and back to goalkeeper Bentley. Giant white gloves with his white jersey and his white shorts, his white socks and white boots. Looks like a snowman. Laird is in there, wins a corner. .73.5 minutes played at Roots Hall. It's Southend 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2. Please keep your tweets coming in. It's at Tony Incenzo. All the usual QPR tweeters, but nice to receive some tweets from Southend fans tonight as well, who've been taking our stream. Beers in there and wins a throw-in. Dave Scriven doing a good job filming the game or streaming the game tonight on his camera, and edging closer towards the edge of this gantry. I'm standing right at the very back. Laird to Eastwood. Anua is there. Sutherland closes down Laird. Knocked away by Simpson. Zamora. Sutherland. Anua. And now Sutherland. Back to goalkeeper Robert Green. Zamora was challenged there from behind by Prosser, I think it was, and a free kick. Just a recap on the goals if you've just joined us, and Rangers started well, took the lead through Andrew Johnson on 11 minutes after a burst down the left-hand side by Sean Wright-phillips. Southend's equaliser on 24. Phillips with the header, it took a deflection off Clint Hill on the way in. I would give that goal to Phillips. It came from a long throw on the right-hand side, and some of the newspaper and media outlets are giving it as a Clint Hill own goal, but I would say that it was a Phillips goal. Then Rangers scoring a minute into the second period. Stefan Mbia with a firm header, his first touch after coming on as a substitute, and his first goal for QPR, and that came from a Junior Hoylett corner on the left-hand side. 14 minutes to go at Roots Hall. Southend 1, Queen's Park Rangers 2. Long throw coming in from Leonard. Knocked away by Mbia and cleared by Frankie Sutherland. Up towards Zamora. Nice header away by Prosser for Southend. And now Leonard. It's done well. Plays the cross with the outside of the right boot. White. Oh, it seemed to be a handball there by Sean Wright-phillips inside his own penalty area. Lucky to get away with that. White. And now Laird. Back to Richard Dunn. Mbea's in there. Foul by Mbia. Free kick taken quickly by Clifford, out to the left-hand side to the impressive left-back Coker. Drops it short to Laird, to Coker. Sliding challenge by Sean Wright-phillips. Coker keeps it in play. Cross came in, and there was a shot in there by Timlin. Charged down. Simpson clears for Rangers. This is Prosser. Connor Clifford in there. Prosser. Ball's out of play. Well, no more substitutions for the time being, which is a relief. And some of the pre-season friendlies we've covered so far, there have been 10, 11 substitutions in the second half, and it breaks up the play. But obviously, these friendlies are all about fitness and giving players minutes on the pitch. It's understandable, but this is a much more free-flowing friendly because of the lack of interruptions. With 12 minutes to go. Southend 1, QPR 2. Zamora flicks that on towards AJ, Andrew Johnson. Cleared in the back there by Phillips, back to goalkeeper Bentley, who pumps that up. Knocked inside by Timlin. This is Freddie Eastwood. Stefan Mbia for Rangers. Good ball to Zamora. Zamora is challenged quite heavily there. And now Sean Wright-phillips. Good to see Zamora taking a tanking challenge, getting up straight away, back on his feet and edging back towards an attacking position. Suggests to me that Zamora is a lot fitter than he was last season. And certainly Andrew Johnson is looking very fit as well. But just to remind everybody of those tweets by the Rangers chairman Tony Fernandes today, that over the next few days you will see players leaving and you will see new faces coming in. That's direct from Tony Fernandes, the Rangers chairman, on his Twitter account. So a number of changes expected at Rangers before the start of the season. This is our final pre-season friendly, but the team could be quite a bit different in 8 days' time at home to Sheffield Wednesday. Andrew Johnson back to Wright-phillips, to Hoylett, to Wright-phillips, to Clint Hill, who switched to left back in the second period. Wright-phillips, Niedermanua, Junior Hoylett, who gets it back fortuitously. Frankie Sutherland. Now Wright-phillips out to Clint Hill on the left-hand side, and stoppage. A stoppage because of an injury. And Dave Scriven alongside me. This looks quite serious, this injury, doesn't it? I don't think he's going to carry on. Yeah, Mark Laird had a couple of injury problems last season, actually, for Southend, so I guess he'll be slightly concerned that it may be a reoccurrence of one of those, especially with the season just, what, a couple of days away. Actually, his close friend, Neda Manua, is giving him a bit of help there. Just maybe looks like a bit of cramp, actually, so touch wood, it'll all be okay. But yeah, Nedum and Mark are close friends. They played in the same Man City youth team together and kept in contact since. And what do you think Southend have gained from this game tonight? They've still got West Ham to come, but it has been a good friendly, hasn't it? I mean, we're trying to give a balanced coverage because Southend viewers are watching as well. Yeah, obviously Southend won't be coming up against too many championship teams this season, but I think they'll be pleased with the workout that they've got from the game. As you say, they've got another match to come on Monday before the start of the season, but yeah, I think they'll be pleased with what they've got out of the game. They've scored one goal and they've certainly been given a challenge this evening. Thanks, Dave. Phillips is okay, and Phillips took a bit of a knock, but it's Mark Laird who's obviously taken the main lock, and he's going off for a little bit of treatment. Oh, some more substitutions for Southend. Dave Scriven to take you through them. Okay, we've got CD Energy coming on for, looks like, Mark Laird, and Jack Payne as well coming on. Also, actually, I think Jack's just replaced Mark Laird there, and it's CD coming on for... He's a centre forward, so he's come on for someone there, but I didn't quite see who went off. I think maybe... Is it Eastwood, or is it... Yeah, I think it's Freddie Eastwood who's gone off there, actually. So CD Energy up front for Freddie Eastwood. Thanks, David. And obviously Southend reshaping their attack now. I like that name. CDNG, I like that name. Ball played forward. Zamora gets a nudge in the back and wins a free kick. Nudge in the back there by Mark Phillips. So we've got about 7 or 8 minutes to go now. Southend 1, QPR 2. Still time for you to get your tweets in. It's at Tony Incenzo. Give us a bit of feedback on the performance of your team tonight, whether it's Southend or Queen's Park Rangers. The free kick for Frankie Sutherland to take. Mbia peels forward with a late run. Sutherland looking for Clint Hill. Heads it across the face of goal. Got cleared. That was a great break by Southend United with Leonard on the right hand side. Played it forward there, looking for the man we mentioned before, CDNG. Manua, Clint Hill, and now Zamora, and Beer tanking in there, tackle from behind. It's a free kick. I think Beer thought that he should have had the free kick there, but he certainly came in from behind. And I think there may be another Southend substitution here. And Dave Scriven with the details. Julian Bennett on for Mark Phillips. Tell us a bit about Julian Bennett, Dave.
To be honest, I don't know too much about him. I know he's just on trial at the moment at Southend, former Nottingham Forest defender, but I think this is his second appearance for Southend in his trial spell, so I guess he'll be looking to impress the on-watching Phil Brown Southend manager.
Thanks, David. And it's free kick forward by Prosser. Rangers have a goal kick. Green taking his time with this one. Zamora, Mbia, Wright-Phillips, and now Simpson. Back to Dunn. Mbia to Simpson. And forward to Zamora. Little flick for Wright-Phillips, who steams forward and finds Hoylett on the left-hand side. Hoylett curls one, great save. Fantastic flying save there by Daniel Bentley. And that was probably the best move of the match. Rangers spraying the ball around. Curling effort from Hoylett. And a fantastic save. Hoylett getting good applause from the Rangers fans behind that goal. And will take the corner kick himself. Oh, and it's in there. Tremendous volley by Nedum Anua. His first goal for QPR. Hoylett's corner, Anua's volley, back of the net. 3-1 Rangers. So, tremendous volley there, really well taken. And it looks as if Rangers will be wrapping up their pre-season period with a victory. 5 pre-season friendlies, 2 wins, 1 draw, 2 defeats. But one of those defeats was against Udinese, who are one of the best teams in Italy. Simpson to Clint Hill. Zamora. Mbia. Plays that short. The 2 of the QPR goals tonight from corners. Both delivered with expertise by Junior Hoylett. 1 headed in by Mbia. And then 1 smashed in by Nedum Anua. Those in the second half. Don't forget Rangers opened the scoring on 11 minutes through Andrew Johnson. Southend equalising on 24. Phillips' header took a deflection off Clint Hill into the roof of the net. Clint Hill wins that header. Anua is in there as well. Richard Dunn, Clint Hill. Richard Dunn headed it behind for a corner kick. So can Southend pull a goal back? 2 minutes to go. Both Nedum Anua and Stefan Mbia have scored their first goals for QPR tonight. Both relished them, celebrated in style in front of the travelling Rangers fans. Robert Green, one-handed punch. And Sean Wright-Phillips has had a really good game, leads the charge out. Great ball for Southend. Now this is the position he scored in Udinese. Finds Mbia, leaves it for Sean Wright-Phillips. And Junior Hoylett, I think it was, in the end, whose shot is deflected over the top. Lovely, quicksilver attack by Rangers, counter-attacking at its very best. And Junior Hoylett has been very impressive tonight. Sean Wright-Phillips has done very well. Southend was involved in that move. Quite a few positives tonight for Rangers supporters. Okay, 1 minute to go, and Hoylett to take another corner for Rangers on the right-hand side. Onua tries to reach that, won't reach that. It's very deep, in fact. And out for a Southend throw. Richard Dunn gave a word of encouragement there to young Frankie Southend. He said, "Great decision, Frankie, brilliant." And nice to see that Richard Dunn, a veteran, encouraging the youngsters. There's the full-time whistle. Full-time whistle blown 25 seconds early. And it's finished. Southend 1, Queen's Park Rangers 3. Let's just recap the goals and the action for you. Rangers ahead on 11 minutes. Break down the left by Sean Wright-Phillips. He pulled the ball across and Andrew Johnson shot home from close range. The equaliser from Southend on 24. Header from Phillips, deflected off Clint Hill into the roof of the net. That came from a long throw by Leonard. Rangers fans very pleased with this result and performance. They're cheering on the players from behind the goal as I speak. Half-time 1-1, Rangers ahead again. A minute into the second period. Hoylett with a corner on the left-hand side. Stefan Mbia with a header into the roof of the net. His first goal for Rangers. And then with 4 minutes to go, Hoylett with another corner, this time from the right. And Nedum Onua, a thumping volley. Again, his first goal for QPR. Polite applause all the way round from both sets of fans. We hope you've enjoyed the stream tonight. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage. And the kickoff, big kickoff, just 8 days away. It's finished. Southend United 1,